To another Wraggys Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Tonight on Draught from the Crafty Bar and Bottle Shop in Ilkeston. This is, and it's still really cold. It came out absolutely freezing, came out the taps. It's really good. This is from Alpha Delta Brewing. It's Gelos, Gelos, if that's how you pronounce it. IPA. It's a 7.2% get in IPA. An IPA from the northeast of England. I don't think I've had this before. One of these before, you know. From a brewery who produce ever evolving recipes to continue to push the beers forward. Get them whilst you can. I like that ethos. To be the best, you've got to. Wow, look at that. It's even carbonated a little bit in the bottle. To be the best, you've got to be doing these sort of things, pushing boundaries. It only looked half full, but it's quite a big glass out of that little art when it's half full. They're only 500 mils. But anyway, yeah. So hazy pour, yellow to orange pour. I'm not sure what you would really call the colour on that, but little white head on it. So you know, nice to see a bit of head on. Bear in mind these bottles, they aren't. I suppose if they were screw top bottles, they would probably keep the carbonation better. But as you see, when I opened that, it did send the carbonation up. So that is quite interesting. Obviously, YouTube's not notified anybody, so oh well. Let's have a snifter. Oh, that's nice. Very much a juice fest of a beer, in my opinion. It does. It smells alright too. In the Wraggys beer review glass. The nose is quite subtle, if I'm being honest. It's a subtle. It smells a bit tropical to me. What do they call it down there? The hops are Strata, Citra, and Nelson. But yeah, Alpha Delta. And I've never had this with local breweries and that local beer places. You know, once you start drinking this, 7.2%, once you start drinking stuff like this, you appreciate that, you know, these micro pubs and these pubs that are selling guest beers are so in a different world to the likes of Wetherspoons. Although Wetherspoons, to be fair, do a lot of guests, but especially the likes of your Green King, your Marstons, those sort of pubs need to up their game, because if they up their game with local guest beers or guest beers from around the country, they will do better sales. People will pay. I'll pay decent money for a decent beer. What I don't want to do is just be drinking John Smith's and 7%. You do like your top class beers, don't you? Yeah, can't fault you if you can afford it. £6. Yeah. One of the beers I paid for today was one was 15, one was 12. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people can only afford £3, so a pint of John Smith's perfectly amicable for them. But when I go to a pub, I'm looking for something that I've not had before, and even if it is a bit pricier. And I certainly don't want to be drinking Carling, Foster's, Stella, Guinness, if I can help it. Well, I've been to Morrison's tonight and picked up another 4 new beers. So today, the beer wall, tomorrow, when I start putting stuff on the beer wall, yeah, 4 bottles of Warsteiner, you know. I am going to do a big shop from Asda or somewhere and just stock up on a load of, yeah, I like good beer as well. Same with it. That's why a lot of us are doing home brew, aren't we? Because we're doing home brew because we want good beer at a cheap price as well. Really nice flavour to this. Because it's just come from a fridge. Yeah, I mean, there's not many times I will pay for it, but I don't class my gardening that I do at the weekends as money that should be coming into the house. My work money in the week. What I don't see my wages in the week. That goes to the bills. So the money I earn at the weekend, it's my little bit of a treat. And because if I didn't do it, I wouldn't have a beer review channel. I'd have stopped years ago. I'd have stopped a year or so back because I couldn't afford it. You know, couldn't afford to drink these beers. But it's nice to treat yourself every now and again. Could I spend 15 quid on a beer all the time? No chance. No, far too tight for that. Even 6 quid's ridiculous. Yeah. See, I don't go out drinking. I don't ever really go out anyway, really. So to drink a nice beer, to enjoy it, it's like this. I mean, I'd love to drink this in the pub. And next time we go down, the wife can drive, and I'll have a decent beer in the pub. Might do a sneaky beer review in the pub. But the range of beers was blooming amazing. For somebody like you, Benjamin, you'd be there and you'd be going through all the beers. There was about 10 or 12 days. I think the one I paid 12 quid for was a Daya, a barley wine, a collaboration with some other bloody company. And I think I picked a Glasshouse one up. And there was a cognac, something or other. Picked that up as well. From Reese Brewing or something. I don't know. All new to me. I know my local breweries, but well, many of them. But yeah. So I'm not watching football tonight. I ain't got time for football. I've got washing to put on the line, cut-ins to do, home brew to make, and then watch a bit of TV with the wife. Before you get the moan, you know, the red card of moaning. And although she's done her back in, so I've cleaned up for her. Good evening. I've got a friend who's into those sort of watches. He's got some watches, and he's paid a silly price for watches, and he collects them. And I know what you mean. And he hardly ever wears them because he's so scared of wearing them. But they're all proper. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. That's it. You've all got a hobby, haven't you? I mean, my hobbies are fairly cheap in that respect. I mean, gardening is a hobby. I can make more from gardening. If I was to sell all the plants that I make, no, I suppose not. Sell all the plants that I make, I'd have a fortune if I really could be bothered. 3,500. Jesus, that is a lot. But obviously, it depends what job you're in, what you're doing. If you've got a girlfriend at the time, wife. I mean, before I was going out with my wife, I had loads of money. Didn't spend it. You know, I had nothing to spend it on. Now, no money. Apart from buying a few beers. Bloody hell. So loving this. Lots of taste in this. Again, The nose is quite subtle tropical nose on this, but the taste, wow. It doesn't look much, the colour, but the absolute amazing taste on it. 7.2%, not really getting the ABV. About 5. The beer festival in Nottingham. What, do you want someone to give you a good idea and I can arrange it? I'm only joking. I'd be crying. I had a flipping egg. I mean, I've got a £200 watch, and that's about my limit, and God knows where it is. Put it down somewhere, can't find it. But yeah. Oh dear. So, not watching no football tonight. I can't do it after last night. I think Wales, the next one of the British teams to play. I might actually watch that because you know, they actually did well the other night. Bale actually started to play a little bit. Obviously, he's you know, he's given his golf a bit of a rest. But then again, if I was on 500,000, Wales are tomorrow. Ooh, tomorrow evening or daytime. It's about the only one of the matches I actually like to watch. I like to watch the England, Wales, and Scotland. I'm not fussed with the rest. Not until we get to the knockout stages, at least. I mean, obviously, the next game for England is critical. Scotland as well. You know, both need a win. Although England, I think they can get through with a draw. Playing Italy. Oh, that's going to be a good game. Yeah. Good evening. So, I'm on the Alpha Delta Brewing Company Gelos IPA, 7.2%. IPA from the northeast of England, and a brewery that likes to push their recipes. And I've got to say, absolutely cracking aroma. Sorry, taste. The aroma's subtle. It's getting better. Now the air's getting to it. So it's certainly a tropical aroma on this, but the taste. The taste is where it's own. Although picking out individual flavours, all I know is it's very tropical tasting, very nice, very easy drinking. Juicy, real subtle bite to it, but very nice. You don't get that in Green King pubs, which is a shame really, because Green King could do with something like this in their pubs, but they wouldn't want to pay for it, knowing the likes of Green King, Marston's and those sort of companies. It's all about profit over quality, and yeah, it doesn't really say. Let me just scroll down. Yeah, it doesn't really say anything. There's no reviews either. But I mean, nice to get something like this, and I will go to this place again. I mean, they had six different craft beers. I presume they're on keg rather than cask. You reckon? I know, notifications are rubbish, aren't they? Do apologise. The only thing I can say is, if I say I'm coming back in 2 minutes, then I usually am, unless I'm steaming. I mean, I was going to jump on Craig's stream last night and then fell asleep with the phone in my hand, watching them talking. Yeah, it looked a good conversation as well. I was fast asleep, so I think I had 2 litres of Imperial Stout, so that helped. And watching England, it was so boring; it made you sleepy. But these things happen, don't they? I think the build-up. It's funny today. I'm hearing nothing on anything about It's Coming Home. That catchphrase has died again. If we get through to the next round, then the coming home might start again. But that's if. There's no guarantees, is there? Play like that against Czechoslovakia, and I think we're going to struggle. Scotland need to do us a favour. It was either 8.3 or 9.3, depending on which one it was. I can't remember which one it was, to be fair. I know I drank it. Well, to be fair, we already are home, aren't we? So then maybe that's what they mean. Maybe. Or maybe not. I don't know. I think football's down to luck a lot of times, and getting through each game, even if you play crap, getting through the game is the main thing. We haven't lost. We only need a point to go through to the next round. Do we want to come second and avoid Germany? Possibly so. Possibly. Is it? No wonder I was sleepy last night then. I've got some big beers. Yeah. Hey, that was when it was knockout, not bloody this Champions League malarkey, where you can lose 2 games and still go through from the groups. It kind of begs the question. It's not a true competition. It's disgusting, isn't it? So Marcus Rashford can say he's all this and that. They were. It definitely was. All these rich footballers. Well, the problem is, all the rich people do that and get away with it. Well, yeah, I suppose so. You can understand in some ways why people won't admit what they earn, because what's the point? But as long as someone's spending it now and again, that's a good thing. So I've really enjoyed this. Went down well. I will be going back to this place when October or August comes. If people want to go there, I can show them where it is. And 6 different quality beers on tap. That's good. It's worth it. It's worth it. Even if you have half a pint, it's worth going from one pub to another. 6 halves, and then get another bus, and then go to another tap room. And I'm actually going next week. I'm going all the way down to Southampton, so going to enjoy that. And then the week after, I'm actually going to a brewery tour, a Wraggy pub crawl. Me and Bowman had a good pub crawl, although he can neck some beer, he can. But I did well. I was drunk, but I wasn't battered. I was certainly on the way, but I reckon his wife was drinking it, bless him. Or he's just used to drinking big stouts. Yeah. Problem is, I've worked at most of them parks, and I remember what they were like in the good days. Yeah. You'd get a review that's expletives all around, because the way they are now, oh dear, shocking. So, I've got 2 draft beers left out of my 5 draft beers. I've got this from Pentridge, and I've got the Verdant Imperial Stout. Bloody hell, Imperial Stout on draft, lovely. And yeah, did well there. Yeah, Pentridge, Shottingham. I won't walk around any of the city centres these days. You've got to be so careful. Aren't they? Oh, right, yeah, that'll be interesting then. I might review that later tonight as a bedtime drink. I'm going to review them all today. I mean, it cost me 15 quid for 5 drafts, so you can't fault it really. And no, I'm doing the cleaning before I drink them two. Well, I'll drink that last one, of course. Yeah, cleaning, hanging, washing up. I've got cuttings to sort out. I've got cuttings, about 400 or 500 cuttings in the car that I need to get put into day off tomorrow. No chance. No, still beer reviews. I've got four beer holes to do tomorrow. I can't sit down. Yeah, I'm not good at sitting. Yeah. And then when I do watch a film, I fall asleep because it's not enough. I think it's an anxiety thing. You know, you just keep going and going and going. Anyway, need to kill this beer review off to come back with the last one and then not disturb the footy for those watching the football. So yeah, hazy, orangey looking pour. The colours sometimes, it's very hard to tell the colours on some of these beers. It's orangey looking. That's about as close as I'm going to get. Again, very subtle nose on this. Tropical, but subtle. Really subtle. But the taste is amazing. That is an absolute taste sensation. So the nose is not giving it away, but the taste is absolutely amazing. 7.2% it is, and I tell you now, you can't tell you're drinking 7.2. Tastes like a 4.5%. You know, if I was to blind taste that and say what's that ABV, I would say 4.5, something like that. So deceptively strong. Out of 5 for me all day long, a good 4.5 all day long. Really enjoyed that. And really enjoying these drafts. I haven't done draft beers for a while, apart from low cost. And obviously with the pubs shut in and whatnot. But reusing these little bottles for draft beer is great. And going to different breweries, supporting local breweries, local shops. I'm well up for that. So, back in about 2 minutes with another review for those watching. And for anybody who notices on YouTube with them lovely notifications. And yeah, another review. Cheers all. That's why I'm not Stephen, obviously.